Hello, molders. Happy holidays. I hope everyone's doing well. This is the Plastic 411 training overview. We're starting to take new customers for 2021. So go ahead and take some time. This will explain why our program is better than others, because this is at the press training. This is not in a classroom. Out of the 3-day program, you generally spend maybe 3 hours in the class. The rest is at the press. Your molds, your materials, your presses, your processes. So go ahead and take a look. I'm going to go through some testimonials. Also going to talk about the testing. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. So this first set of pictures is of CH3 Solutions down in Dalton, Georgia. One of my favorite customers, trained there several times. Rodney Davenport was the president, and he and I sat down and developed his training program together. I should point out that every plant is different. It's not the same training for every plant. It's really based on your skills and weaknesses. Also trained JSW press manufacturer, Japanese Steelworks. Dale Bartholomew's technical service group trained him at this plant. So this picture here is actually one of my favorites. It's from MMIES. It's a plastic injection company located in Saline, Michigan. And as you can tell, the students are quite intent and very interested in the controller training that they're receiving. Very good group of people, trained 14 technicians at this location. This is another picture of a student asking a question at the MMI training. And of course, a picture of the students receiving their certificates at MMI. Okay, so behind me is the plastic injection test that's given by Plastic 411. This is the same test. It's number one on Google for plastic injection testing if you want to look it up. It's also available on the Plastic 411 website, the full 100 questions. This test in particular is a 42 question that I developed, and it basically takes all skills from material handler all the way to process engineer, and it calculates what your students' needs are, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. We take this test initially, and then myself and whoever's in charge of the training in the plant side will then develop the timeline for the training based on this test. So one of my favorite reasons I like this test is because I actually can use this test to gauge my results, and I can tell you that in normal situations, students that first take the test score in about the 40 to 60 percentile. And students that take this test at the end of the training are generally in the high 80s to even the 90s. I've even had people ace this test after the training. So if you'd like to verify any of these results, I can always give you some contacts, some of the plant managers I've worked with. Feel free to touch base with me and I can give you more information. Okay, so here's where the metal meets the meat. As far as a customer and whether you're getting your money's worth, I think that the student surveys are probably my best form of advertising. I can tell you that they're always, the cumulative score is about a 4.8. So usually I'm always getting mostly 5s. I might get a few 4s, an occasional 3. But here's the questions that I ask a student at the end of the training. I ask if the instructor was knowledgeable. I ask course content was helpful and thorough. Instructor answered my questions regarding the material. Would recommend this training to others. Presentations were helpful. Time in classroom setting was sufficient. I would like further training with this instructor. At the press training was helpful and complete. Defect troubleshooting was thorough. introduction to scientific molding was helpful. So the other part of this is the actual comments that students make at the end. So in this section, this particular one, if you look, my scores were all 5s. I got all 5s on this one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually show you a few of the others. I'm going to show you 6. If there's any other, if you want to look at more testimonials, you can go on moldertraining.com, and at the bottom of the page there's over 20 testimonials, and it all comes from my students, and they basically, like I said, I leave every event pretty happy with the result, and pretty happy with what people take from this training. And as you see with this one, once again, all 5s. Says good hands-on training with fill time studies, gate seal, and melt temperatures. So as you can see from here, this student, he was a supervisor from International Automotive Components, IAC. Pretty large operation, mostly 5s, did get 1 4. The 1 3 was on hot runners and valve gates, but being a supervisor, he just had trouble understanding the information. And if you look at the comments, he says, having never worked as a die setter or tech and being a supervisor, this helped me understand what happens in the day-to-day operations. He says, goes on to say, able to possibly understand more issues now that the techs are dealing with. So pretty good feedback. So as you can see from this one, this is another one from IAC, and the scores, a few more 4s, still got 5s, no 3s, and the comment at the bottom is learned a lot during the training. I would definitely recommend this course to others. And that's a comment that I get a lot. That I get that one, then that they hope that I'm coming back to teach more. So again, really good review. Okay, everyone, this brings us all to the end of this presentation. I decided to run the testimonials a little shorter, just did 4. As I said before, you're always welcome to go on the moldertraining.com website, and you'll be able to find the testimonials there. Feel free to contact me. My name's Garrett McKenzie. 404-793-9834 is my cell. And my office phone, 616-551-1055. If you have any questions and want to shoot an email, garrett@plastic411.com. I wish you the best during these trying times. I know that COVID's had us all running around a little bit nervous, but luckily sounds as though we've got a vaccine on the way, and that should take care of us in the spring. So stay healthy and keep your family healthy. I wish you all the best, and make good parts.